Hello everyone and welcome back for another Star Trek The Official Starships Collection Review. I finally have issue 129, the Tholian Starship from the year 2268, the version seen in Star Trek The Original Series, specifically in the episode The Tholian Web in the third season. And as you can see, I have a pretty neat looking magazine and a cool looking ship here. So let me put this bad boy aside and let's take a look at the magazine. Alrighty, so here it is, 129 issue, the Tholian Starship, seen in 2268, at least that version of it, on the original series episodes, the Tholian Web in season 3, operated by a crew of only one, launched in the 23rd century, 15 meters long, and has a Tholian Web for weapon. And as you can see, a nice image on the cover there with 3 Tholian ships in formation. And the magazine has the same layout as all the others, how to mount the model to the stand, etc. And the specification is as follows. It is operated by the Tholian Assembly in the 23rd century, 15 meters long, crew of one. The captain of the one specifically in the Tholian Web was Commander Loskeen, and it has a particle beam emitters and the Tholian Web as its defensive capabilities. Turn the page and you have another view of the ship there, which is cool, as well as some text information and a view of the 23rd century appearance of the Tholians. And here's more on that, and a lot of screen caps from the Tholian Web, which Star Trek fans will also know led directly into the events of the Star Trek Enterprise episode In a Mirror Darkly. It was also the first time that the Tholians were actually seen in the original series up to this point. So this is one of the highlights of season 3, I'd have to say. And here are the plan views showing you where the various components are, etc., as well as trivia on the right-hand side. And here's a section on the design process of the Tholian ship, which is cool. And ultimately, the Tholian ship that appeared on Star Trek Enterprise was very closely related to the one seen on the original series. And here is a section on Star Trek at the Smithsonian Institute, the museum complex in Washington, D.C., which I have been privileged to visit quite a few times so far in my life. But I haven't seen all of the Star Trek stuff that they talk about in this article. I don't know if this is something new or something that they used to have. Oh, it says right here, it was assembled in 1992. So all of this stuff is not there now, but except the Enterprise. So yeah, this talks about that and some of the various props that they had on display at the Smithsonian at the time. And here's a picture of what that display looked like up there. And finally, the on-screen appearance page. It's appeared in the Tholian Web Season 3. The ship was, actually this is the remastered version of the ship, I forgot to mention earlier, which was designed by John Eaves and updated by Mike Okuda. So yeah, that wraps up the magazine. And it looks like next month, or rather this month, I'll be getting the Borg probe from Star Trek Voyager. So that ought to be cool. Look forward to that in some strange way. So yeah, that wraps up the magazine with an image of the ship on the back there. So now, without further ado, let's get right on to the ship itself. And here it is. Not bad. Plain, very plain. But then again, most of the ships from the original series era were rather plain. In contrast to the Tholian ship that we got earlier in the collection, the one being from Enterprise in the Mirror Universe, this one is kind of a bit of a bore compared to that one. That one has way more detail, a little more paneling, etc. But this is a little bit more basic, and quite honestly, it doesn't even look like a ship. It looks like some kind of a weird device that holds a crystal, maybe. I don't know. This looks more, to be honest, more Kryptonian to quote my DC Comics fanaticism. It's pretty, yeah, I mean, I like it. I'm glad it's in the collection. But if we only got the other Tholian ship, I would have been pretty cool with that too. There's not a whole lot of detail on the actual hull itself. You got these little markings there. And of course you have the green engine or whatever this is there, and it has like a feel to it. And that's like a clear plastic. So it's kind of cool there. You have to be gentle when taking yours out of the box if you get this, because this part was kind of loose and I had to apply a little glue to it. A minor little fix, no problem, no big deal. It's pretty cool, I suppose. Again, as with the other issue I received this month, this was not a month that had me jumping up and down, but I am a completist when it comes to things like this, and I've got to have them all. There are no identifying hull markings that say, here it is, the Tholian ship. It's just, you know, this design is iconic because of the episode, and anybody who knows the original series knows this is being Tholian. So, you know, this is the second Tholian ship in the collection so far, so that's cool, and probably as a result we will never get any more ships, any more Tholian ships, unless Star Trek Discovery does an episode featuring the Tholians, or maybe one of the other shows that CBS is planning on doing. Maybe we'll see more of them in that way, at which time we may get another ship down the line. But right now, I don't think there's going to be, you know, this is it. There are no more Tholian ships to do. So it's nice to have it. You know, it's mostly metal. Mostly metal with the plastic arms or whatever this is being over here, so be very careful with it. It fits in the palm of your hand like that, and it has a little bit of a weight to it, so it's kind of nice. If you're a fan of the original series and love all things TOS, then pick this up. If you love the Tholians, pick it up. But if you don't like these random, obscure alien ships, then you know, then I would avoid it, to be honest with you. The model is it's solid. I like it. Again, it doesn't excite me like as much as maybe some of the Klingon, Romulan, Borg, and of course the Starfleet ships are. But you know, it makes a nice addition to the collection, and it is worth it. You know, it looks good from this point of view, and it looks kind of cool from this point of view. So, and I think, now that I think about it, the version seen on the original series actually had like engines or nacelles. I'm kind of sorry they didn't do that as opposed to this, but I can see why they did that. So yeah, that wraps up the Tholian ship. I mean, should you run out and get it? I mean, it really depends on you, but I mean, I'm glad I have it, but if I saw this in the store, you know, I probably wouldn't have run out and got it, to be honest with you. So yeah, that concludes the Tholian ship seen on Star Trek the Original Series. And now I'm going to shut my flaps and show you what it appears to look like on the stand.